Hey y'all, welcome to the filling station. It's a new day, another opportunity to make money in the market or to just learn from the market. Let's say that. But let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth, and stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, y'all, let's get started. Oh, it's an interesting morning in the market. Let's say that, right? So we are looking at the VIX, and the VIX is just moving sideways and not really going anywhere. In my opinion, it's just like creating as a gathering spot, but at some point it could very well break out to the upside or to the downside. So that's something to think about with the SPY. So the SPY was interesting when I looked at it this morning. I did create a gathering spot here for us at the bottom of that is at 521.22 and the top is at 521.48, which is not a lot of activity. So that says a lot that the market is just kind of calm today. The VIX is kind of calm today. So is this move going to be a strong move up or a strong move down? That's something to think about. In my opinion, I just say you trade what you see because anything is possible. So if you trade the SPY, be very, very careful. Right now, our support level is at 521.10, which is the 20 EMA on the 30-minute chart, or at 520.61, which is the 200 EMA on the 30-minute chart. If we break below that, then my concern will be coming back and retest this 5-day EMA on the daily chart, which is down here at the 520.27 area. And yeah, the SPY could very well break out of this area to the downside. It looks like we had a long sale here. Yeah, and something computer generated. Let me say that. I always say we can't move the market like this. So my opinion again. So let's go and look at the SPY on a 5-minute, which is probably going to be, a little bit of something that we really don't want to watch. That's why I say today the market is very, very interesting. And today is one of them days that you don't rush into the market. Let it show you whatever it is that you trade. Let it show you what it wants to do, and then you trade accordingly. Because if you try to trade this, you're going to lose money every time. I tell you, in with trading, it's strategic moves, and always say you have to move like a sniper and make sure that you're precise in what you're doing. And sometimes it takes discipline and practice to get to that place. So let's look at Tesla. Tesla's doing the exact same thing, just that calm place of going sideways. The bottom, I did go ahead and mark the gathering spot. The bottom of that is 169.45 and the top of it is 170.14. So our support, that range that it's been trading is 169.45 to that 170.14, which is not a whole lot. So is Tesla gonna, break out and test this 171.56, which will be the 200 EMA on the 30-minute chart? It could very well jump, break past this. It looks like it's really hard to tell right now based on how everything is moving. Let's say that. And to the downside, we have 169.14, which is the 20 EMA, and then the 168.61. We can come down and test those. If we break those levels, then the ATR trailing stop will be at the 167.81. So my concern for Tesla is, are we going to try to break to the upside or to the downside? Now, if we break that level that was on the 30-minute chart at 171.56, we could very well test the 200 EMA on the 173.30. And that's on the 1-hour chart, right? So looking at the 4-hour chart, we have resistance at 172.87. So we know we have 182.87, 175.63. These are areas that Tesla can reach today if it breaks to the upside, right? That's looking at the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the 30 minutes. So we have the ATR trailing stop on the 4-hour at 175.63. We also have 172.67, which is on that 4-hour, and 173.30, which is on the 1-hour. So those are areas that I would definitely, if you trade Tesla, watch those areas to see if we break to the upside. And again, I say this trade what you see, because it could trick you into thinking that it's going to do something and then it end up doing something completely different. But if you can see this is the 5 minute, you cannot make money like this. You will lose a lot of money trying to trade this. So I would say trade cautiously, trade carefully today. The market is just moving very different in my opinion, right? So we had some inside day candles, and if I'm not mistaken, CVS was one of them. If you trade CVS, and CVS, I'll give you the triggers for that, meaning if CVS breaks above 74.70, which we're right there, we tested it before pre-market. If we break above 74.70, then the target is 75.19. And if we break below 73.32, then the target is 72.68. So that is an inside day candle with the targets. Let me rephrase that target to the downside. That's a gap that needs to fill to the downside. So for CVS, let me go ahead and say that again. So for CVS, if it breaks above 74.70, the target is 75.19. If it breaks below 73.32, the target is 71.96. And it looks like there is a gap to the downside at around the 72 area. So that's where I got that amount from. So yeah, CVS is an inside day. If you trade that, trade carefully. HUT, if you trade HUT, HUT, is an inside day candle for today, meaning we've already broken through that pre-market. Interesting. If it breaks above 987, which we've tested 998 thus far pre-market, the target is 1006. Can it reach that target based on how it's trading now? It very well can. We are above the 200 EMA on the 30-minute chart, which is very interesting. And if it decides that it wants to trade to the downside, the downside trigger is $9.27. If we break that, 9.13 is the target. But it looks like the way that it's trading pre-market, that it could very well trade to the upside. It's breaking out of a gathering spot, so we could very well reach that target of 10.06, which we're really not far away from that. And there was one more. AI is an inside day, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. Okay, so looking at AI, it too is moving sideways, or creating us a gathering spot, as I like to say, right? So the inside day trigger is at, if it breaks above 25.71, the target is 25.85, which is right above that ATR trailing stop. So we could very well reach that, or get rejected here. That's something to watch, or something to be mindful of. To the downside, if it breaks below 25.22, then the downside target is 25.12. So that's something to think about. And the way that it's trading, it could go in either direction. That's the market is doing what it does, right? So let's look at NVDA, and it is interesting. It seemed, let's see, this was the 4 o'clock candle here. It seemed like it consolidated a little bit, moved up, consolidated a little bit, or and moved up. It seems like it's trying to move up. However, we have trouble at 902.79. We will need to break that 902.79 level, and that's on the 200 EMA on the 30-minute chart. However, we have trouble at the right there at the 905.37, which is the ATR trailing stop on the 1 hour chart, and the 5 and 50 is crossing on the 1 hour. So that could very well mean that we're going to continue to the upside. Will we get rejected right here? It's something to be mindful of. We could get rejected and come back down, or we could get rejected, break on through. And the 50 EMA is right here at the 903.18. So that's something to be mindful of also. If we break through, if you trade NVIDIA, just remember those levels. 903.16 is a resistance level, which is the 50 EMA. 927.93 is the ATR trailing stop on the 4 hour chart. So it could very well break through all of those levels and test that. That's something to think about. So the 927.93 and the 903.16 are areas of resistance. I would say watch those levels, as well as the 905.37 and the 900.87. Those are areas of resistance for NVDA at this point, we have 902.77. Those are all trouble places, is what I like to say. They can test those areas and bounce, or they can test those areas and break through. That's just something to watch. So yeah, y'all, I hope these videos are very, very helpful. I just try to look at the market and explain it the way that I see it, and sometimes that's kind of like interesting. And it seems like I'm gonna go back to the SPY just to see. We're still trading in that zone. It looks like we tested, you made a new high of 521.75. So I normally like to mark that pre-market high just so that I'll know that that's what it is. And we're still trading in that zone. So you will be careful. I would be careful. Let me rephrase that, not financial advice. Be careful trading this market today, because again, right now we don't have a clear signal as to what the direction is. Let the market choose a direction for you, and then you trade what you see, right? That's something to think about. So again, y'all, I am super, super excited. It's another day. We can either learn or we can make money, one of the two. But both of those are powerful, because knowledge is powerful once it's applied. I say that often, right? So again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for so much for taking your time to listen. Please like, share, and comment and subscribe and all of that good stuff, right? I'm super, super excited. We learn and we grow together, y'all. And you know, I always like to leave you with this: be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.